We've already met in suits. We shook hands a few times. You know how these business dealings
So
go. Yeah,
social
absolutely.
distancing CEO plays. You'll love to see it. Let's go through our map bans again. 7 map pool down to 1 at the end, and it's Consulate. All right, you know what? I'm loving Challenger League today, and thank you, Macko, for deleting Oregon out of it. Cafe Dostoevsky removes to have that decider on Consulate. James, I see you shaking your head. Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah. Oh, good map for both these teams. I mean, admittedly, I don't have a lot of data. I've actually only got one play from either of them. Macko's actually got a 7-1 last time they played it against Italian Gaming. So I'm keen on them for that one. But at the same time, last game that Heretics played was against Vista Riders, and they won 7-4 on Consulate. So in their respective nationals, both of these teams performed quite well on the map.
Yeah, and I think looking towards Heretics, they are regarded by many as a team that are the kind that will get up in your face and give you hell. So this is the perfect map to get up against windows, to get against doorways, and be giving you grief from the second the start of the round kicks in. Either way, we are in for an explosive game between these two teams.
All right, you know what? Let's toss it into our game. Des, James, thanks so much for your input. It's time to push us through into our third matchup of this evening. Our final one from Group A before we move on to B in EUCL. Heretics versus Macko Esports. Go ahead. Wow, look at James. He looks so pretty. Go ahead.
It is Spain versus Italy that will be going up here today. I myself have to go for the Spanish community because I'm tight with them like that. But I think, Jess, you have another one on your mind, didn't you?
Oh, look, Viva Italia. Ciao ragazzi, let's go at Italy. I'm so excited for this game. Look, it's not just the Italians on Macko, of course, they're an Italian-led organization, but the biggest thing on there is we've also got Sabos, who's able to lead the charge with a lot of his experience. Everyone knows him from back in the Penta days. He also featured on G2 for a while, so he's a big name, got a lot of that experience. And then obviously my old player, Jenna. Very excited for them. You guys see JN? That's Jenna. So if we say Jenna, that's the player we're referring to, followed by a couple of his other Italian teammates. And I'm so excited to see what they've got here. I got big, high hopes for the boys.
I thought honestly you were going to be going at what Gio said before, as in your girlfriend lives there as well, and you're going to be crying the whole match.
No. This is all about the boys, especially the ones that I used to live with, work with, everything like that. You know, Sabos, Jenna, etc. They are hard workers. Probably some of the hardest working players I've ever worked with. So this is really their time to shine.
You heard it here, and it is the first time a Spanish team is finding itself into Tier 1, Tier 2, I believe, since G-Bots. I'm not quite sure what year it was. Was that year 2? Was it even year 1? Yeah, I was going to say something around that time. It might be around that time indeed, and that was the last time really a Spanish team had any success on like global level. And right now they're back. They are finally in CL. After many failed attempts, just getting short, you know, in the last 4 of a qualifier, or in the last like 8, whilst there was only 4 spots, losing it out in the last matchup, but they are here, and that is what matters. It is the Spanish super team. A lot of money is behind it. They bought the best players of the best teams, and they're here right now to try and compete, to try and make it happen with Illusionist as their newest player.
Well, why not? We love a bit of fresh blood. It's seen a lot of success in EUL with bringing in those new players. So we want to see it work here in Challenger League as well. Looking at the lineup of both of these teams, a mirror in play, not banned, considering a Valkyrie and a Malusi out of play there, which is interesting. That's probably a lot of, I guess, strategies that will have to be remixed here. A lot of people are playing with Malusi these days. In fact, I've seen almost 100% pick rate of her where she is available. So this is something we might have to see a little bit of a shake-up here from Macko.
And the close to 100% presence in the APAC and EUL, I believe. Have to wait until the exact stats come rolling out of the press before we can make those headlines. Definitely having impact, but not being banned quite enough that you would say it's, you know, an unplayable operator, or operator that's hard to play against.
I mean, a lot of people have been worried about how much utility you have to sink into those Banshees. She's got quite a few of them as well. But look at this. They're starting downstairs, which is not very unusual. I mean, a lot of teams, they like the downstairs, actually, because it often has a more positive win rate than the top floor does. The top floor has a more positive win rate for attackers oftentimes recently. So not a surprise to see them go downstairs, but a little bit of a surprise how we're seeing that infamous bathroom hold.
Seeing that bathroom hold coming down indeed. As just quickly looking, Heretics seeming to be attacking from every single side of the map. Well, so Boss is All the way up in the bathroom. Solo. The hatch still closed, but of course has that ITA 12S, I believe it is, or S12. It's 12S. There we go. To open up on that hatch. I never know which comes first. The number of the letter. It's what it is.
We got to do the Australian thing where you just give it slang and you just call it the ITA. That's it. But Keenan will kick things off here into Sake, and then that's a great opening kill there. The Jaeger able to do that job exactly to the point. I think Keenan, I mean, a lot of people have spoken really good things about him, and he's able to show us here today on his debut.
Oh! Triple kill coming out. Hello, Keenan. Man from Ireland. He's trying to be an imposter by running a similar flag to the Italians, but not quite speaking the language. Definitely speaks the language of aggression right here as he's able to pick up these 3 kills. Curry and UK are the last, well, 2 members left that they need to play against. Well, he needs to play against, rather, if he wants to get that ace.
I mean, they've still got the hard breach in hand, but it doesn't probably mean much at all because Teb takes him out, almost cast a curse there. Keenan, he'll get his ace stolen, but that's okay. It's a team game here, and he's looking to get the last one. That's a 4K for Keenan. Flawless round for Macko, and I'm telling you what here, Hap. Woo, the Italians are firing up here.
They're definitely going to be firing up about this one here. Keenan able to pick up that 4K. Not going to be able to get the 3rd ace into the Challenger League, into the 3rd game as well, but the round is way more important than that, and that is the one they have into the bag right now. Console meeting will be the next stop they will make. And with that 1 round in advance and basically a flawless one, they are going to be feeling quite confident because Heretics still yet to find a kill.
Well, now they're going to top floor. Not going to choose to go lobby or the split site. Fair enough. You know, generally you find console as the 1st or 2nd bomb site for most teams these days. A little flash of the clash, and he'll 6-pick off onto the Legion. It's funny, actually, because back when he used to play for Samsung Morningstars, you would have seen Jenner more of a fragging role. He's the, the Jaeger main, etc. Now that they've got Keenan, I mean, he's got to sit back a little bit. He's got to give a little bit of that limelight over to Keenan.
All right. Interested in the setup here that is being put up by Macko. I said on the desk a lot of backing up from an Italian investor.
Mm-hmm.
Would you reckon that they make their strats with like tattoo equipment?
Get the tattoo gun out and I mean, as someone
put it
who's
on the
got
forearm,
a lot of tattoos myself, that would absolutely see me popping off in game if I got a fresh tattoo, that's for sure. But we'll see. And now the one Maya in hand, and also a Jaeger double projectile denial. So this is going to be extra hard here for Heretics. They need to keep their players alive. I don't think an admin take bodes well for them, given what they did last round. But given where Illusionist is sort of placed on the map, maybe he'll try and go in between Visa or admin. But looks like an admin take is the play now, Hap.
Seems to be the case indeed, and of course Keenan will be playing around there as he hasn't been removed ever since last round. Just stuck there as well, even in the preparation phase, not moving away from it. This is his spot, and you have to clean him out before you're going to be able to rappel in, because otherwise you will be meeting the fate of that 416 he runs. Sparrows wants to take control of the balcony. He's getting some shots directed towards him, whilst the boss and Keenan are putting up some pressure onto that admin room. The first entry is there, however. Illusionist is inside. Question is, are they going to be successful? Well, Burrow starts it off with a kill onto Keenan, and that means that admin is safe. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's a really good pick onto one of the star players of Macko here, but don't worry, we haven't seen how much the other players can handle Heretics right now. Jenner decides to rotate all the way down, and I'd be careful if I was him. Not sure if there's an air jab to accompany him if he does decide to rotate up. With ping 2.0, you've got to be careful of those drones that really could be sitting anywhere. You can yellow ping with them, he can hear the air jab, and surely there's a drone looking at him as well. This shouldn't bode well for him on this flank, and it doesn't. Free kill for Duke.
Now we have the air jab coming into effect. We'll be able to land that kill indeed onto the Legion, who is now gone. Not going to be able to get back into the site, and that is giving Heretics the opportunity to try and move through. But the pre-fire revelation, not going to be able to hit yet. Worried though about the fact that potentially someone will be rappelling up there, especially upside down. SMG-11 in hand. Barrows trying to pump down some bullets, but not able to land that kill yet, and that means he will survive, and will survive with that SMG, a potentially shotgun in hand. We all know how devastating that can be.
He could pop the hatch as well and jump down, but instead he dives to the gun of Barros, and this is not looking good this second round here for Macko. And now 5v2, it's up to Teb and Sabos. We know they're very capable flex and support players, but can they do almost the unthinkable here? Go against 5 different attacking players, all geared up, a few lit up, and this is exactly what Tab needs. He just needs them to peek him one by one, and that's what they've been giving him thus far. 20 seconds left, Hap. Can they do it?
Can they do it is indeed the case. Are they going to be able to get this, execute, basically cancelled out as Tap right here trying to go for a kill. That's a down onto the diffuser, down onto the cover as well. Suddenly it's a 2-on-1 for 0-2. Suddenly Macko wins it. What happened? 10 seconds of 4-on-2. Everybody gets played downward here, 2 by Tap, but then 1 on the window to finish it off. In the meantime, his teammate also managed to take 1 down. It's a 2-0 right now for Macko. That is absolutely devastating for Heretics.
Molto bene, Teb. That was unbelievable game sense. He held down in connector. He held his ground. He said, I know you're going to jump in and go for the plant. I got the crossfire of Sabos over in the rotate. I'll down you. I'll get the kill and I'll turn around. I know someone's repelling behind me, so all I got to do is pre-fire. I said they've got a tall order that round, but I take it back. This is Macko's game.
I wouldn't go as far yet as saying it's their game already, but it is definitely 2 very good rounds for them. That will be aiding them well in the remainder of this game, especially that last one. That must be a big mental blow to the Spanish players who have the hope of a nation basically rely on their shoulders and the hope for some European success again. A step here, you see it again. The flashbangs coming in. He will be peeking in. He knows exactly what's going to happen. Down already onto the Hibana by his teammate, and just finish it off with just some grace as well.
That was really incredible, and you've got to put it down to those support players that can stay collected and calm in those clutch situations. You don't expect them to win it, but when they do, that's really satisfying. And now it looks like Jenna says, well, I didn't do too well in the Legion, so now it's my job on the Wamai. Take that away from Teb. And Teb says, all right, I got the Maestro here. We need a little bit more intel. We need a little bit more guardedness, or maybe they want to anchor a little bit more now that they're down on lobby. They need that intel because it can be really tricky to hold sometimes and get that intelligence as to where they're pushing and where they want to play it.
It is indeed. It is indeed tricky to try and get that plan down. A lot of it relies on the upstairs control you have, of course, as directly feeds into rooms like piano, antechamber, and even to complete a lobby. Might be only struggling trying to clear out that bathroom, but if you manage to open up anything else, there's not much you have to deal with after that. It's up to Heretics, though, to try and find out the best way for them to try and go for this approach. Also, Sir Boss onto that pulse has the opportunity to go for a cheeky C4. To go up and try and cancel out a planter when it finally does come through.
Sounds like someone took bullets there, but probably very minor, might even been a concussion. As a result, it looks like a couple of the support players will be holding off the fort there in lobby and bathroom, or antechamber more specifically. And Jenna, I think what he wants to do is go for a run out or a jump out. He wants to get aggressive really early. Yes, he'll open Visa double doors and the Visa window. This puts extra pressure on the attackers, and either they use an air jab for it and waste it. You can see Duke all the way back and spawn in case there is a double projector window jump out. That's very common. And oh, he might feed them here right now. Is the timing bad? Is it good? And it's great.
Beautifully held. Able to shut down that jump out. Jenna not going to be able to make anything happen there. Next kill coming in. It's Keenan, though, however, to get a trade. It's Saka to go down, and there we get it. Barros moving in. Will be able to pick up one. Knows exactly what is on bench. He's able to shut down Sir Boss as well. That's going to be the Ash coming through, but the diffuser will be dropped on site. It's only up to Keenan now, though, in a 1-on-3 situation. Is he able to clutch it? No, he will not be. Barros cleaning that out. It's Heretics to win that first round. As the old Pro League charm actually being run right here on Barros. That shows how much of an OG he is.
Yeah, we love those players that have been part of the game for so long. I think you can talk about experience being one thing, but I think it's why those type of players do so well in so many different situations, because they're used to it. They know what's to come for the most part, and Only thing that really changes over times is maps, maybe some meta, a couple of operators and some gadgets, and the rest just sort of comes with time. So I think that's why he's leading the charge for his team here.
And he was part of the only Spanish lineup that ever reached pro play of G-Bots back then. So I mean, it's good to see like him together with Choi, Lion, Wesker, Playday, or Drid. I don't know what it was, but he has a lot of history behind him, and it's good to see still active, trying to make it back to the level he once was, to show that the Spanish are not to be mocked with.
Well, we'll get yet another piano hold. This time, Sabos setting up downstairs first, so he has a security mirror. Then he'll come rotate up after Geno reinforces his walls. Nice little replay here of just... that's why having a really good flex player, especially someone who's there to either watch your jump outs or watch your rotates or flanks, etc., is a really good investment. If you can get a player that knows how to do that well, exactly how we saw Juke do, then that's really going to do wonders for your team dynamic, give the opportunity for your team to focus on other areas of the map.
Oh, well, indeed. And as you say, like, just that one kill that could save you the round, because if he was able to just jump out, get a kill, maybe even two, on the people who were repelled up, and jumps back in without being punished, suddenly you find yourself in a 5-on-3 situation yet again in a disadvantage. So good flank watch indeed, and you can see how valuable it is. As often when you do not have that flank watching position, you're going to be losing 1 or 2 players because of it.
I think the trouble that Macko's had is that they're not able to deal with all of these drones. I would like to see them sort of get elation, maybe having some of those mute jammers in more key positions, because it's been probably getting them killed more often than not. So I think for the most part, that's been the biggest weakness here. They're running a mute, but they're still getting spotted out left, right, and center. And that just goes to show how good Heretics are with their drone economy.
Definitely are. 1 minute left, 2 minutes left actually, just 1 drone lost. They're trying to push themselves away down into that basement. Towards the garage, towards security, towards kitchen. Just to be able to get that execute going, but there is an issue. Mute jammers are still there, and that basically, well, steals them away of the information of will someone be in bathroom or not, because if there is someone in the bathroom, they're not just going to be running in, so they need to be aware of that first. They need to know whether or not someone is in bathroom. A rotation will be created now, or line of sight rather, as drones are coming in as well. Sir Boss playing here, going prone, hoping to pick up 1 at least, as he's getting some support from below with elation on that shotgun. I'll be able to pick up Barras if he moves up a bit too far. And Saka trying to get an angle from above, but Sir Boss not moving. He's staying put. Going prone. Hoping to get the kill. So much time is being wasted right here. Are they going to be able to find it? That is the question. There goes the pre-fire. The kill's not coming through yet. Another pre-fire has to come through, but Barra is able to come in with the ITA, and he'll be able to get 2 kills with that shotgun. That's not an anti-personnel one. That is one to try and destroy the flooring with, to destroy the walls with. And it's going to be going for another one with that shotgun. A triple kill, Sir Boss. Able to keep Macko steadfast on that middle floor, able to keep that bathroom under control. He's opening up the hatch now, most likely, and will be dropping anytime soon. As a response finally comes in, but not to Sir Boss. Yeah, he's still standing. He's still moving. He still has that shotgun, well, dear to him.
Attackers drop the diffuser. 10 seconds.
My goodness, let's just give a moment of silence for every single man who just laid down their life to that ITA. Will he get punished again? Not really. He'll down him. He won't collect it. Supposed to walk away with those padded stats. And never have I seen an ITA hit as hard as I just saw the ITA hit. Wow.
I hate your giggle.
Of course
like a little giggle coming through.
Of course I giggled. I actually almost muted my microphone because I got to the point where I thought, surely not. And then the next kill, surely not. And then the next kill, I thought, you know what? At this point, just feed the mess. They call him a boss for a reason. Just go nuts.
3-1 right now. Macko stepping up. Are they going to be able to keep it up? That is the big question. Are they going to be able to put up a very decisive win here after we had 24 rounds over the last 2 games?
Whew. You got to take a little bit of a a breath of fresh air after those I mean, we've seen Keenan pop off now. We've seen Teb pop off, and now we've seen Sabos pop off. Tell me this isn't a team full of absolute gunners.
I'm not going to tell you that. I believe.
Why?
I have to believe that they are indeed gunners, man. It's, there is a lot of gunners indeed
10 seconds.
on that team. But man, the ICA is not an anti-personnel shotgun. Of course, in that range, it will be able to do a lot of damage, but I don't think it was ever intended to be mowing down 3 people running at you like that. Oh man.
That
Look
was
at that
impressive.
replay.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Well, at least we now know what these Challenger League players are capable of, and you spoke about before. A couple of them have a lot of experience, and that's fair enough, and that's showing here today, I think, for both teams. But for the most part, we need to see Heretics at least get one more round on the attack. Let's say both teams coming out of this quite defensive-sided, then we need to see them get at least one more round for us to feel confident going into their second half. I believe given their speed and their drone economy, like we spoke about before, that's very possible for them. And at the moment, Jenna can't seem to hit a drone, so...
I mean, you hit some heads, but you miss some drones. I mean, I know I'd rather hit the heads in that case, because that is actually helping you towards winning the round in the end. More so than, well, I mean, I might say more so than a single drone, but it depends on where the drone is located and what info it feeds. Situational, of course.
Speaking of situational, 1 minute, 10 seconds to pass, and looking like they don't like this admin push at all. This time they want to go for that B-bomb push. If they can get the player out of connector, that might do them a lot of... might give them a lot of opportunity here. And actually, I said they're not going to do an admin push, but it looks like they're going to do a complete pinch from both sides. That can often work if Sake holds his ground doing his solo push on admin. If he loses his life, it all becomes a one-dimensional push.
Jenna just opened up the garage right there, but he knows there's a drone, so he's not going to be committing to it. Otherwise his garage run-out might be coming out. Will be denying, for example, Barras, who's on a repel. Could be losing his life here if he's not careful. Surely someone is there to try and cancel it. No, Jenna's just going to fall off. No worries about it. And that means with his last minute left, we will see a 5-on-5 fight most likely happen on near the site. As they're attacking the Spanish casting office. Illusionist will be able to pick up the first one. As Teb will go down. Instant response are coming down. Oh, that's a quick repel. Fury will end it way further than might have been expected by one of these players. And suddenly it's a 1-on-4 situation. It's only up to Keaton now. The man already managed to almost ace. He's going to be able to try. Maybe we'll pick up 1, maybe 2 more kills. And if he manages to do so, he would keep them in. But Heretics is going to be able to pick up that round. And push himself just a little bit closer onto Macko's. And try and push them towards a 3-3 score, of course, as there's 1 round left.
You did get it in the end. I'm proud of you. Remember when we did 3? Well, now we're doing Heretics.
No, I'm not doing that. Heretics I can do, but 3 is too hard for me.
No, see, I reckon you're a lot closer these days. But I digress. That round was a lot more convincing. And I think it came out of the fact that they were willing to adapt to their opponents here. They went, okay, we've been struggling with our admin push. We've been struggling with really getting control of Projector and doing it the way that we need to in order to get that plant down. Last time they clutched against us. We don't need to have that going down again. Maybe if we switch up our push, they won't read into us and we can adapt to them better. That was definitely adaptation. I think Jenna got caught off as well. I think the problem with being a roamer is that sometimes you can get caught off in a part of the map where you can't really do anything, and it sort of makes you play a lot more passive than you should. I think Jenna played far too passive there, and it gave Heretics a lot of opportunity.
To give him a lot of opportunity indeed, as, well, they took use of it. 2-3 current score. 1 more to go on this half, and we might be going towards that infamous 3-3 scoreline, which often indicates into a 12-round matchup. Unless you're an APAC and suddenly 4 rounds are being won by the team that just swaps over to the defense right after, but I'm not sure if that is going to be happening here.
I'm a little confused why Jenna decided to run through that teller's wall when Sabos is running the primary shotgun and he has the bailiff in hand, and Teb also has the bailiff, and Elation has a shotgun. You get what I'm going with here.
You save a lot of ammo maybe, and you only take 5 damage nowadays. Maybe that's the reason. Just no, it's quicker. They have time to set up elsewhere, possibly. Not sure either. Like, just trying to make up an excuse for him.
Well, looks like it will be yet another drone into admin. Some shots being peppered back at them. I'm not sure who is firing back there. Can't really see that particular outline. Looks like it might be Keenan and Jenna together. Jenna wants to take this gunfight, but he doesn't really have the weaponry to do it, especially long range. There's a bit of a drop off there. And well, finally drones will come in. That's Elation's job to get rid of those, and it's a big top floor hold here.
Big top floor hold indeed. Heretics trying to move through. Not able to find anybody yet. As there's also, they're running out of drones slowly but steadily. Only having 6 more available to it. Of course, it's still quite many, but they will be starting things up with a frag, and that is something that will be helping them more towards the progress of winning this round as well. It's going to be Teb that will fall. Varus hoping to find a second one as he's taking a gunfight here with someone into the console office, but Elation already dropped down. These are only up to Jenna now onto these yellow stairs on the Oryx to potentially put some damage up. Of course, has the ability to jump up these hatches, so as soon as they're no longer worried about that top floor, he's going to be able to just jump up and try and frag around. And I was just going to say, you're surely going to be tossing up a C4, but that's a closed wall, so he's not going to do that.
If he can toss a C4 up as they enter in, Boss might just get a few easy kills. Unfortunately for me, I'm a little bit lagged out. I don't see much.
I'm a bit lagged out as well.
Welcome back to our faces. What a shame we missed that last bit there, because the boss had noticed 3 people outside of the double door. Imagine he tosses a C4 up, even up through the hatch or not. It doesn't really matter, but whew, we might have just missed out on yet another multi-kill, so...
Might have missed out on a massacre there by one man and his nitro. Yeah. But yes, no, it's definitely an exciting one. We're not going to be seeing that into progress. I believe it was a spectator bug.
Crash.
Yes,
yeah, it won't be a play crash. They'll play out the round, and then we'll find out what happened, and then, yeah.
So that means we might be getting back in soon. We might have a re-host. We don't know at this point, but the round is definitely being played, and that means it is either going to be 3-3 or it's going to be 2-4, depending on whether or not Boss is going to be going on a massacre or not. Like that is basically the one key point. If he succeeds in getting all 3, the round will be won by, of course, his team. But if they won't, then the Spanish will be coming away, and they will be able to potentially get the 3-3 on the board.
I think the biggest thing for both of these teams is that I can't really put too much stock in how Heretics are playing just yet, because attack is so different to defense, especially on a map like Consulate. Consulate is one of those maps where good map knowledge, especially on the outside of the map, and good understanding of game sense as to where you can be aggressive and where you can't. That's why I think Teb, after his opportunity of a really good clutch when they were upstairs, I think that showed his prowess, but I think he got caught off multiple times rotating around the map, and that's a real strength of Heretics on attack. They got good flank drones, they got really good flex players who know how to hold rotates, and Macko's getting caught off by that. I think they just need to be less fidgety around the map and understand that they're constantly being watched, and it's that drone economy that I love there from Heretics.
Yeah, that is the important part indeed. They're getting a lot of information, and even in the late round, they still have these drones in position, might be even flank drones, but if you have those up and you have one man that, you know that you're not going to be, well, shot on the back, so to say, since you finally start that execute. So that's an interesting one. It's a 3-3 split.
I'm getting word that it's a 3-3 split.
There we go.
Which is great for Heretics, maybe not so great for Macko, actually, because, I mean, I'm hoping they're not just defender-sided, and if they are, well, I mean, maybe that won't help. I don't know. I think for me, I'm just so happy that we've got 2 sets of countries head-to-head here. I know there's a lot of national pride. We've seen it in chat. You know, we saw the Benelux boys, as you know. They were absolutely raging through chat in the last game, and shout out to them, the boys made it through. But when you get into this particular game, I know that there's an Italian stream. I'm not sure if there's a Spanish stream as well, but I know everyone in those chats are absolutely blasting off. We've been having people talk about, you know, an Italian team being in Challenger League, let alone Makers as well. This is awesome. And you spoke about Spanish team not really being in Tier 1 or Tier 2 for a long time. This is their chance to really gain that national pride.
They indeed have a Spanish stream as well right now.
Oh, they
I
do
just quickly
as well?
checked. I'm like, they surely do. And there's like you know, 1,600 people watching it as well. So
Let's
there's quite a lot of
go.
people on there. So, you know, you can see that this
Vamos.
match is indeed very important to the Spaniards. I'm not sure how many are on the Italian channel right now, but, you know, that might be a little competition as
You
well.
know, you
How many
can't, you
people are
can't just
watching?
check the Spanish one, and then you can't check
I mean,
the...
I said I was going to sit for the Spanish team. You said you were there for the Italian, so it's up to
I
you.
am. Look,
Who's
I'm
winning this
getting-
battle?
There are just under 1,000 on the Italian channel at the moment.
Oh, that means the
It is
Spaniards are
not
winning.
No, it's not a winner chicken dinner kind of thing. But for the most part, that just goes to show we got all of you guys here watching the Challenger League. We thank you so much for getting involved. This has been probably the first time that Challenger League has ever been broadcast and had this much invested into it. So big shout out to Ubisoft as well, who's made it their, you know, point and aim to have Challenger League mirrored as like a tier 1, that entry to tier 1. So I'm really thankful. We've been pushing that for a long time. So boys and girls, we finally got it. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got them.
We got him. We
I
got
love
the
that.
Challenger League on the mainstream, indeed, and every single match being broadcasted as well. Like, we used to be needing 2 channels as matches were taking part, like,
Yep.
play separate at the same time. There was 2 best of 1s being played in a row as well, which resulted in the infamous run it back on Clubhouse after you just lost it and then lose it again, which was like, what are you doing? You know, like, it's not really helping you out. But yeah, for sure. And just thinking back now, when was the last time we had an Italian team actually in Pro League? Are you aware? Like, or Challenger
This is
League for them
something I
matters?
should know.
I know we've had Makers there for a while.
Yeah, look,
That was
Maker's
season
been
9,
the
I
biggest
believe.
name in Italy for a long time now. They've been some of the big hitters. I know we've had Italian players.
Yes.
But a full Italian lineup? Not for a long... I think there was one. And look, I couldn't tell you who, but I'm pretty sure there was one because there was at one point I remember saying back when I was coaching and a full Italian squad when I lived in Milan. And I remember saying to them, you can make it like the others have. So I must have at some point been able to research the fact that Italians had made Pro League, so on and so forth. A little bit of an inspirational thing. All players love that. But oh, I love the ASMR whispers on broadcast in our ears. We're going back soon. Thank
That
you,
means we are
broadcast.
going back
Production, we love
soon,
you.
chat. We're getting there
Very
very
soon.
soon, trademarked, of course. Wouldn't dare to say it without it. And that
Yep.
means we're getting back into this 3-3. That is currently the matchup. And here we have it. Site swap. And that means that Macko now onto the attack. Well, Heretics. There we go. This is going to stay with me for the rest of the day at least. But it's going to try and go on that defense. Make sure that they will be that impenetrable force, impenetrable castle that Macko has to go
Attackers
through.
need to locate and defuse bombs.
They'll start downstairs as well, which just seems to be the favorite side here of both of these teams. Mirror in hand as well, so not really a surprise. I wonder if they're going to put a mirror up in bathroom and do a mirror hold as well. I mean, after you get blasted in bathroom by your opposition, do you want to run it as well? Is that something you go, hang on, that works really well for them. I wonder if it can work for us, or do you just stick to your guns?
Wait, what do you mean? Like run that, but like the mirror
Run
again
the same
upstairs?
strategy, yeah. I mean, now that your opponent used it so successfusly against you, do you
Nah,
run it as
don't
well?
rely against that. Don't rely against that because that shotgun is a piece of shit. You're not using
You're
that.
not
You're not
wrong.
using that anti-personnel. That is like the way that he got away with 3 kills like that. That's criminal. If I shoot someone point blank,
Yep.
they're taking 5 damage out of it. I've no clue how he just managed to take down 3 people like that.
It's the boss, man. Don't question.
I'm not questioning. I'm just believing in it now. But yeah, I don't like that shotgun. It's good for making rotates, but that's about it. Like you don't touch it afterwards.
Well, no bathroom hold here for Heretics. They've spun things up ever so slightly. So if we can get Keenan to get that vertical control above, good night, Saki, sleep tight. If they can get this vertical control above in Piano, they can open those mirrors really easily. So I hope that they challenge us a little bit better than we just saw.
Yeah, it's not really the challenge you want to put up. Not that early in the round. I'm going to be able to at least get 1 kill out if you do. Not managing to pick that one up, and that means right now, top floor control will be Macko's. Of Quick reply though, Illusionist will be shutting down Keenan with the C4. The last 10 of his hit points are taken away, chipped away by that explosive. Might be a bit of overkill, but at least you shut down the man who just brutally murdered your little Australian drone stealing guy.
I know where you wanted to go with that, but we got to be a little bit PG here. And
Wait, what? No, I didn't want to say that. I was actually. Don't worry.
in my country, we would have gone elsewhere with that. So don't worry. No breaching charges in Teb's hand, so he'll have to use both of those impacts in very key places to make sure that they are actually useful. Was that 3 new jammers on the wall? That's an oddity. Not sure about that one, Chief, but nonetheless, he'll get rid of all of them. And now those air jabs will be deployed, forcing them to have to stick on the site unless they're going to tank it. Ace getting used as well, opening up both of the panel 1 and 2, but not panel 3. I wonder if they'll keep that closed. Maybe they're worried about the right-hand side of the white van. Maybe they're going to go for a smoke plant behind the black car.
Sometimes you also see these smoke plants in the middle of white van and black car as well. It's a bit of a pre-fire attempt there. The window will be opened up somehow. Will that be from above? I'm not actually sure. Could be the case. If that is the case, it will definitely be working out because Heretics has been moved into, well, more passive locations further back on the site. And Barry's being stuck right behind the white van as panel 3 now has been opened up as well.
25 seconds left, Hap. They're going to make this happen. Sabos, he's going to have to stick it or quit it. C4 rains out. No one's even planting, so the smokes will rain out now, and Sabos will have an opportunity to run in. Where does he decide to go? There goes the smoke, babes. He jumps on in, decides to run through the smoke, and now they're going for the kills for some reason. Surely they hear barrels. He's a loud operator. The plant goes out, but guess what? The teammates are there, and oh, what a good cover from Teb. He's not just a clutch on defense, but he's a clutch on attack.
Gotta be careful now because it's not possible anymore to make your way back outside again because the shield is being held. And that means they are stuck behind this white van. And if you go prone, your feet can be spotted out. But if someone else is prone, you'll be spotted out yourself. And that's exactly what happened there. And suddenly Macko turned it into a 2-on-1 situation. But as I say that, the SMG comes in. He's all up to Tep now, up against Illusionist, going prone again, spotting out the feed, and there you have it. The trick used against them. Illusionist able to get the defuse on, having a 5-second extra buffer. Will be winning them the round.
Defender mission successful.
That's a really good opportunity for Illusionist to really show what kind of player, what kind of caliber of player he is. He's just been introduced to the team, so he really wants to step up on his debut here for them. And well, that's exactly what he was able to do with that round. That round may have just won them the matchup. A round that Macko, quite frankly, after the cover from Teb came in and the plant went down, should have gone to Macko. So that clutch shouldn't have happened. Okay, there were a couple of clutches from Macko in their defensive side that shouldn't have gone their way either. So maybe Heretics are owed that good karma. But, well, Illusionist, he's stepping up for his team in this half.
Stepping up indeed. Showing up huge. And with that, they find themselves the round in advance right now. If they manage to nail this one as well, so you have 2 in a row, and you're 1 away from match point. You're 1 away from getting that draw in at least. And let's just say they're on 6 points here. Macko will have to fight back, but I don't know. It just feels like a draw to me. It feels like we're going to be going back and forth because that round was so close as well. It could be going either way. And it's just a 50-50 coin flip at this moment in time who's going to win it.
It does kind of feel like that, especially now that the half is sort of swapped over.
10 seconds left.
You see that really good control of the SMG recoil there, and the opportunity for him to just take a little stead of I guess, what was going on in that round, and that's exactly where he finds the feet there. That's not exactly, of course, Teb's fault, but he should have known that there were a couple of options to the defender there. Speaking of the man, he'll rock the Mozzie this round, and his teammate will be upstairs, accompanied by a couple of ADSs, hoping they can hold admin better than, I guess, Macko was able to do in those other rounds. Only the first round they were able to successfully hold it. And Duke, he's already getting concussed out.
Oh, look at that smart play here, actually. He had that one in pocket, and as they concussed him, he was like, maybe if I put it down now, they're not going to be realizing that they can actually go for it. Oh, look at that. All the flashbangs coming in. The grenade will follow as well, but he's long gone. Won't be actually going for the hit. The drone was there, however, to make sure that that grenade wouldn't be wasted. Somehow it's still being cooked. I'm not quite sure why, because you know exactly he's not going to be there, so you might be wasting your time just a little bit as the head gets picked up. That is the first one. Tab able to find it through the, well, basically angle holes that were created by the defenders themselves.
A couple of really smart drones there from Macko. You can see both Savos and I'm not sure who else was droning, but they were able to get a couple of pings off that we couldn't see. Again, there's another ping to say, hey, hang on, I see someone on this particular ping. Please, Tab, can you push onto this? He's in piano. We need to get him crossed over onto antechamber now. I believe he's got the Roni with the 1.5, but I'm not 100% sure. And as we reach the halfway mark here, they need to get this C4 away from underneath. That's going to be Tab's job now.
It's going to be his job indeed. Get the C4 removed, because if it stays here, that plant will never really happen. Keenan trying to put some pressure down as well by peppering some bullets through that window. Not able to find anybody yet. Predicting a potential jump out to come through. Keenan will be picked up by Saka, and that means there's more safety now. The double jump out there. It's, however, Tab that will be taking down Illusionist, and that means we're back into a advantageous position right here for Macko, who are even increasing onto that lead right now. A bit of a, well, slap back coming in from Sake, but it is still in favor of Macko.
Why Jenna doesn't wallbang here? It's not reinforced. He's got to go for it. He knows he's on that particular wall, and if he starts to wallbang through it, surely he gets gifted. Sake's been the one to deny the plan, and finally does get denied, but it's a back and forth, and it's a boss to repel on in and finish off Duke to give the round to Macko. When it's a back and forth in this second half now happen, I'm pretty convinced we might see another draw if it continues this way.
We are having another draw in the making, just like last game, however, was a draw in the making the entire time, but at the last moment in time, Lowland Lions pulled out with the win. Macko and Heretics. Oh, god damn. Now I'm so self-aware about this. I'm not gonna calm down until I have it right. Anyway, it's Heretics and Macko right now trying to get the better of one another. 4-4 current score. Moving through. And the question is, who will be the first one on 6? Because you just have a lot less pressure as soon as you reach that point from a standings point of view.
I think a lot of these teams, especially after watching those first few matches, and we've got a couple of draws on the board already for the first group, you've got to wonder, and it does give you a little bit of pressure, you need every single point you can get here. It's not a huge season. I mean, obviously it's replicating that of EUL, but for the most part, you don't want everyone else to be just trailing in front of you, a point here, a point there, and then you don't get any. And I think that might be playing on the minds of some of these teams, these players, these coaches even, who are thinking, I mean, at the very least, if the other team gets 6 rounds, we've got to get that draw. We've got to, because that might be the game or the point between getting pushed out and keeping that top 6.
That is the thing. You need the top 4, or actually, yeah, I was going to say the top 4 out of your group if you want to be promoting towards the actual elimination bracket. Lowland Lions right now being on 3 points, you kind of want to follow. You don't want to end up behind them. Like, if everybody draws in the season, that's okay, you know, because you're all going to be still around in the same point. You've had a tough opponent, because otherwise you wouldn't have drawn up. But as soon as teams start winning, you don't want to be left behind. But you definitely don't want to be losing, because if you start losing, you're suddenly finding yourself in the bottom 2 spots of your group.
A couple of evil eyes peppered throughout that lobby, as well as a Kaided hatch. Keenan had real good success getting that entry kill last time. Is the drone accompanying him here? It'd be Teb to move on forward as well. So what they'll need here is an absolute assurity that it is clear upstairs, and it really wasn't. This is what I meant. I didn't see any drones sort of zooming on in to make sure that they were safe, and now it's going to be Saki to feed the intel to his fraggers of Duke. I think Illusionist wants a bit of it as well on Spiral Stairs. And Keenan is still alive. I'm not sure if he rotated out or not. He did indeed. So now he wants to try and get someone to drone him in. It's taking a little bit of time.
I want to get to control indeed a projector room. It will be opened up, but no one is actually there, so there's a lot of time being wasted by just trying to take the control as right here with Relation trying to go on the hunt here for Juka. He doesn't seem to be aware of where he's actually going to be coming from. And, well, if he just peeks out right now, can shoot him in the back. Just walk to the left. No, he just runs past. He has no clue. Elation is aware now, though, that someone just passed that part. But Illusionist is coming in as well. And that might be a double peek that is in the making right here. As Elation, his position is known. Tries to fall back because he realized someone indeed ran by. All he has to do right here is watch Harry Potter. He sees the shadow. He sees the shadow, but he's not able to get the pre-fire done. He should be aware of the fact that he's in that corner. He's again going to try and go for it, but he will be failing. It's Juka to come out on top. And it's Heretics to go 42-minute advantage so far.
Hap, I've not seen this player denial tactic in a very long time.
Yes.
You can use your Grismon to throw it through the hatch rather than a C4, and as soon as the Grismon goes off, you'll be pushed off the plant like a yokai drone, but of course, no yokai drones in play, so it'll have to be that Grismon to really come into play. 15 seconds left. Surely we get some kills happening here. Yes, we do. A couple of double peaks coming out. Keenan can't maximize on the second. Grismon surely stops this.
No.
Yes, it does, but it's too late. Happens all over. Surely Macko are able to capitalize on the plant being down. Keenan doesn't miss, but Jenna does. And well, now it's a retake situation. Lobby's a hard one to retake because they can all go outside.
They can all go outside as well. You might be finding yourself in a position where you can go for a long arm, as that is indeed what Juka tries to do, but he will be taken out with Sir Boss. Saki, however, will be coming in. He needs to go for the jump, but he cannot jump over that right there. He will be spotted, so they know exactly where he is. 15 seconds left. You need 7 to start going with that defuse. The round is won by Macko. There's no way that he can stick this in time. You will have to go for it. He's already too late, but of course the peak will come in right after. So Boss will land that last kill, and Macko take the lead yet again here in Consulate, going up to 5 first. Are they going to be able to make this 6? Are they going to be able to secure that 1 point? Or is it going to be Heretics to move back in? Slot themselves on that 5-5.
These have been really close rounds. It's come down to the fact that I think Sabos has said to his team, I want to get in, I want to plant, so make that possible for me in some way, shape, or form. I think there's been a little bit of carelessness, for lack of better words, of Tab on attack multiple times there. Maybe some miscommunication on the drones or whatnot. And Heretics have really taken advantage of that sloppy droning, that sloppy intel collection from Macko. And so it's coming down to these players being forced into these wild endings to rounds. Of course, a rehost will be called because... who was it? I'm not sure who crashed there. I missed that one, but I believe it will come back to us. And yes, it does. Another rehost. Rehost simulator. You know what they need to stop doing? Players need to stop alt-tabbing. That's what's causing the problem.
Don't alt-tab. That is a big problem. You know, you just have to alt-tab and quickly look up the strat for the site you're going to play, you know? Isn't that how it goes?
Well, that is what players, of all teams I've worked with have done. Alt-tab, there's the PowerPoint with the strat, go back in the game. Okay, I remember exactly where my reinforcement is, especially when you're trying to pocket strat or you're trying a new strat that you had in your scrim, a couple of weeks ago. So I can understand.
Need a little tablet you can scroll through.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, or a little laptop on the side or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, laptop is like that big. You can have like a little tablet you can just put under your screen, so you can actually just read off.
Well, phones these days are as big as tablets. I don't know about you, but I bought a phone recently.
I don't even know where I left my phone.
I have tiny baby hands, and I can barely type. I need both hands to type on my phone. It's ridiculous. So maybe that's just a me problem. Everyone else finds them to be normal.
There's like a one-hand mode for your keyboard as well, right? So you can type with the keyboard turns smaller into the side,
I might need that. I'm a bit ashamed to actually admit that, but that's okay. That's all right. Sometimes small, it doesn't matter. We're not here to discuss that. We're here to discuss these two teams going head-to-head, of which has actually been a really good matchup. I really like Consulate, especially as a competitive map. I also enjoy playing it as well, and a lot of people really dislike the map, depending on the team, the dynamics, etc. I think G2 is a team that's shown multiple times over in multiple seasons. They've not really been a fan of it. And then, for the most part, we'll have teams like this go, yeah, actually, I really enjoy this map. Let's give it a go. And I don't think we've seen as much aggressiveness on this map that we've seen from EUL teams, which I would love to see. I think they're being quite passive, and that might be nerves. It's first play day here of the CL.
Yeah, it's the first play day indeed. There's 4 more still to go before we're finding out who is top 4 in each and every group. Basically, each group is a single round robin. You play each other once. That is going to be it. So you got to make your match count. If you win it, that is great. You're not going to have an issue with that opponent anymore. Let's say if mini leagues occur later on in the stage. But if you lose it, that is going to be the thing as well. You're not going to be able to improve your scoreline against that team. That is what stands, and that is what you have to work with. So you got to make sure that your points right after are going to be counting, because you're losing out, and then, well, like let's say Granite and Lowland Lions, for example, they will be placed 4th and 5th. But because of Granite actually losing out against Lowland Lions, they will be winning any tiebreaker that will be coming up. So like that's how huge it is. And since there is no double round robin, there's not a second chance to try and make up for what you've, well, basically achieved in your first try.
Which is a shame. And if you're all wondering what we're talking about when we're talking about groups, if you haven't seen the groups, that's okay. Make sure you do follow R6 Esports EU on Twitter, though. That's where most of that information gets delved out as well. Liquipedia is a great source. SiegeGG is a great source. We've got so many people working on this side of Siege Esports. Shout out to them. They put a heck of a lot of work in. But if you're wondering who's in the groups, for Group A, it's Lowland Lions, Team Fedora, Windstrike, Macko, Heretics, and Granite, which is why obviously we're seeing these two teams go head-to-head here. And then in Group B, we've got Beacon, Kawana, Izarko Boars, Eminem, Auglis, and Penta. So, I mean, there's pretty stacked groups, but I am getting a little whisper that I think we're going back in, which is great time.
I was going to say, I had a bit of an ASMR in my in my ears. But if you want to know more about the groups, you could go for !CL groups, I believe. I made that comment earlier on. So you're going to be able to find them there as well. Going to be able to read back on what we just said. If it went a bit too quick for you, if you missed out on one of the names or two of the names, it's all in there. But round number 10 is just about to go and start off, as the preparation phase is in its last 20 seconds. Again, seeing that mirror coming out. Let's see how that one will be used this time.
The biggest thing here for Heretics is last time they didn't hold piano as effectively as they needed to. They got one of their players picked off really quickly, and that lost them the mirror pretty much effectively instantly. They got the roof open above, they popped that mirror that was inside a cafe, and I think that mirror is not really effective for what they're trying to do. I would even keep it as a pocket mirror for maybe, oh, okay, the push is coming from the back. Let me do a reverse mirror, no problems. I'm not sure whether or not he set that up. No, he's still got that double mirror, one on a soft wall, which is a bit of an interesting one there. But what they do is they'll hide inside of that rotate hole where the shots can't really come through underneath, and they'll use it as an angled mirror so that their feet, their legs, and everything are safe, but they can still see through it towards the default plant spot. So I like the idea behind it. It's a really interesting one, but we don't see mirror a lot these days.
We don't see it a lot indeed, and definitely not much on the likes of Consulate. And if we see it, it's often downstairs. I gotta give that. But there's still a lot you can do with it. His Illusionist will be able to get the first kill. Lation will be caught off guard inside the Visa office. But one of his teammates will fall as well. Stamp will be able to pick up the kill on Sake. That is going to be your Mozzie gun. A little fella off the board. That was actually what I wanted to say, but I couldn't actually find a word. So I went for Guy.
I'm really upset for Macko here because Elation lost his life and wasn't really able to deploy any air jabs at all, I think, from poor droning. You can't just enter Visa, face check everything, and then go, yeah, I'm all good. Because you're going to get taken advantage of. This is not national leagues anymore. This is tier 2. You can't make those sort of mistakes.
You're basically having the hopes of your national on your shoulders here. Because we've seen other Twitter banter going on, or just the serious discussions like, why did these guys have a spot? Why did these guys have a spot? You know, where's Hungary and all that kind of stuff. This is the moment where you can show your scene why they are there. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. We are getting close matches over and over again. We haven't seen anything close to a blowout yet. And that we're going to be seeing that here today as well.
Yeah, it's really good you pointed that out. They've been all very close games. Prep C4 there, that's a bit cheeky. Does Jenna know it? He can hear it, surely they can hear this.
Ooh.
Yeah, oh, Jenna, do you lose your life to this? Oh, not indeed, Jenna. That was really well played from him. He could hear it. Teb can hear barrels and gets the head, and 30 seconds left. Time has dwindled a lot quicker than I thought would happen. They've got a rush on the side. Curry still has all of his smoke babes. Not looking good here.
No one is on the bridge. Oh, there is one. Never mind. I was going to say no one is on the bridge, but actually one is. An Illusionist will be able to get the kill to Keenan. Sorry to cut you off right there, but they are about to get in. So Boss wants to go down for that plant. We'll be taking a little bit of damage from that smoke, and it's but not too much. Smoke will be eaten by the aim. Yes, that's unfortunate. He will be down, and that is the diffuser dropped. That is the round for Heretics. Just maybe even purely because of that smoke being picked up, basically not blocking out the vision. Because of that, the plant couldn't go down.
I understand why Sabos, and that's been multiple rounds now where he's had to run through those smoke babes because they've left it way too late. I'm a little curious why they're not playing those verticals a little better and then coordinating that pinch down. I guess the time is making them have to, sloppily push the side at the end of the round, which is fair enough. But for the most part, if you're going to push the side of the white van and there's going to be a rotate there, and you haven't really dealt with the mirror and security, are you not better off running between white van and black current planting, I guess, beside the bomb chassis? I'm wondering if maybe the mirror on the wall that's looking from cafeteria since it's been popped by Jenna, that's their worry there. But you got to be planning those executes a little bit better, or you can't just be relying on a sort of Hail Mary as you rush on in.
Well, we're going for another 12 rounds. 36 rounds will be played in Group A today.
Wow.
Will Group B match that, or will they give us a quicker set of matches? That is the question. But the first question is, who will win this match? Probably the more important one as well right now. Or will we go for yet another draw between Macko, as that is how it's supposed to be set according to Des?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've been saying both names wrong the entire time now.
Oh, look, I had my partner message me before because obviously the Italian way of saying it with the C is the ch. And then if they have a CH, it's a k. And so as I slowly learn Italian, inglese per favore, though. Yeah, it's Macko.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. I've been saying Macko because for English speakers, that makes absolute sense. Same with Heretics, etc. So I think we won't be, we won't get in trouble if we say Macko, I don't think.
I hope not. If so, please forgive us. We are just mere English speakers. Well, I also speak Dutch, but I mean, that doesn't really help me here.
Oh, that was an
Wait, how did that stun go off?
Yeah, that was an ill-positioned one as well. Was that, did that get Illusionist maybe? As he was sort of, it couldn't have.
How did that one go off?
I'm confused.
You cannot stun yourself. I mean, the proximity doesn't go off on himself. Oh, no, well, that grenade just took care of everything, but the person that was standing there. That's unfortunate. And I mean, so it's actually Hookah will be running out. We'll be away, safe, deeply tucked in to the side, and Macko will have to try and continue hunting him down as they successfully do so. As Tab takes him down, that is going to be giving them the man advantage here to go into that final, 90 seconds mark, as they now have 2 in their hands. But look at this, Illusionist is going to be able to potentially pop through a C4 as here's the repel in. Here he comes. Boom, goes the dynamite. And Tab goes down. Brings it back to a 3 and 4 situation. Still a man down, but it's a start at least. Especially since he has been fragging out so badly. And he's been so impactful for the team.
I think they'd call that one a Kobe, because that was brilliant. I love that he'd already pre-planned that in his head as well, because you could see, you opened that up for the yellow stairs line of sight into default plant, but you can also use it for that particular reason. I love that. I don't think they've cleared him out from below either, but there is a better number count here on Macko. I'm not going to say Macko. I can't do it. I can't. It's not.
Macko?
Yeah, it's not feeling right. I don't think they've cleared him. But they've got a lot more time on this particular round than they did last round. Does Jenna have any more of his Ash charges? Because he'll need them to be able to get rid of that Evil Eye, which will spam Intel and Illusionist. He's just allowed to run rampant around this map.
It's going to be able to possibly sneak up onto the yellow stairs as well. And if he manages to do so successfully, you might see the flank of the game to come through. If he manages to successfully take down Keenan, for example, or put some pressure onto Jenna as well, this might be a Heretics round to come in, and because of that, they might be the first one onto match point. Here we go, a bit of zaps coming through right here from the Evil Eye, and the plant needs to go down. That means that this actually needs to be taken care of. He goes right into the connector, but the time is going to be running out soon, so Boss needs to go for this plant right now, and that means it can be cancelled out. There comes one, there comes two, Pirates comes in clutch. It's Heretics to go for the 6th round first, and that means the least amount of pressure will be on them for this next round because they have 1 point in the bag. And right now, Macko can lose every single one of them that they have been glooming at from the start of this game.
Oh, these last second executes will be the death of Macko. See, I did it. I got there in the end.
Proud of
Just
you.
took me a few. Thank you. It took me a few seconds to get there eventually. You with Heretics, me with Macko. It's all right. It's all right. But for the most part, those last second executes, those stalling out in the late game, those pre-execution, I don't know, mind blanks that it looks like Macko are having, that's what will lose them this game. Either it will be a draw now that we're on the 6th round, or they will flat out lose this one. And it's a shame because they've looked so good. I mean, that's a little bit of my bias coming out. But Heretics, they're just outplaying them here. Their defense is far outweighing what Macko are able to put up on the board. Those first few rounds that Macko were able to get on attack, they were not really as convincing. So I think that's the problem here.
That could be the problem indeed, and it could be their, well, demise, as right now they are a match point behind. Yes, it has been back and forth. Yes, a potential new draw is about to come in. It's definitely in the making. It's just going to be up to the Heretics to make sure that they will secure it here. It's a very interesting opening I actually see there towards Antechamber. Not sure if that will be there to actually try and challenge the window. Definitely not. What is that for? Is that maybe to challenge the door? Are you going to be able to actually... I think it might be that you can actually see from piano all the way to the front door.
Who's going to hold this angle? I have questions. Okay, it's being played in conjunction with the shield so that they can do a jump peek on it. Fair enough. It's a valid strategy as well. So using the shield now that it has those transparent lines of sight throughout it, and then you'll be able to sort of peek over the top of the shield onto that if someone runs in. And for the fact that Curie will play it, he needs to be able to throw his smokes through the hole. So that's what that's about.
That as well, indeed. The smokes can go through. That's a smart one, indeed. Good catch.
Also, by the way, it's not
Yeah.
it's not Duke, it's not Duka, it's Hookah. That's his name.
Yeah, I just sent that earlier on.
Yeah.
Because that's coming in.
I'm learning
He's being
so
like,
much.
There's being big bro right here, and he's being like, no,
Yeah.
no, this is not how you say it. This is how you do it. Goddamn amateurs. How dare you?
Well, we're all learning here, and that's most important. But what Macko needs to learn here, I'm getting there, is that they need to fix their mistakes with their time management. Poor droning has been a problem, but I see a drone right there for Elation this time, so surely that's not a problem for him. He'll walk away with his life and visa this time, and speaking of the man, Hookah will get a kill onto Tab. We said that he's been a little careless multiple rounds in a row, and there it is again. Poor droning, poor play, and may have cost them this particular matchup.
I mean, he makes a lot of these impact plays, and he might have felt like he needed to make another one if they wanted to get back into it. But you should then lose Jenna as well. It's definitely looking bad for them here. They have the top floor control, but how much is it going to buy you now if you still need to be fighting yourself a way down at least with one floor? Air jumps are at least being put up, and that means that flanks will be less likely to actually happen, and you might be able to pick up one, maybe two players if they try to do so anyway. But here it is. Keenan spotting out on the opening that has been created towards Antechamber from the bathroom. As you said, to toss these smokes through. Barrow's actually just checking some drones. Being the good support player he is, trying to find out where they will be coming from, where these last three remaining members are, as they feel that 3 points are coming closer and closer right now. And that's a good angle being created, but unfortunately it has been spotted on a drone, Jess.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to require Elation to watch multiple angles here. Bosses decide to go repel Piano because, quite frankly, that's their best opportunity for a plan here. And he's ever so right. Saki knows that now the default plant won't be coming out. And look at this, Keen and Elation. They'll be able to get a couple of kills themselves, evening the man count. 15 seconds left, and Elation says, no, I want my point, and I want it now. It's all up to Saki and Kuri. They've got the plant denial they need. Pings are coming out from those undestroyed Evil Eyes. This is ever so bad. Plant begins, spray through the wall, doesn't connect as it needs to, and all the clock runs down. Plant goes off, Kinnan says, I'm ready for this, but Saki says, I'm ready too. And a 1v2, we've seen Macko do this. They can get the clutch. Sake also very possible with his scanner in hand. He'll be able to get the clutch, but they say no. And that's a point in the hand of both of these teams as they give their debut here in Challenger League. The Italians and the Spaniards showing us exactly how to do it here on Consulate.
Another draw coming out and another point that will be lost into the void as both will be taking home one and the other one will go to us as the Talon team. As right now, that means 4 teams inside of Group A will be ending up on 1 point. Only 1 on 3. And there is one loser on the bunch. That is going to be Granite with 0. Let's see whether or not Group B is going to be as exciting as this one was, because Dan, this game, there was a back and forth as well. But let's just throw it over to the analyst desk and let them talk about this this clash of nations.
Another tie in Europe, who would have thought?